Okay, these notes are going to go in your journals when you're finished filling them out. Just remember, if something doesn't make sense or if I'm going too fast, to pause and you can go back. And you can also always go back and re-watch this video as you move throughout the week while we work with finding total surface area and lateral surface area. On question number 1, it says that in the net below, rectangles A, B, and C are congruent. Congruent means that they are the same size, same shape. So we know by that word right there, congruent, that rectangle A, B, and C are all going to be the same size. It is asking us to use the net. Again, the picture we have here is a picture of a net, which is basically a three-dimensional figure that has been opened up and laid out flat, to answer questions 1 and 2. Question 1, what shape are the bases of the figure formed by the net? It's very important, if you need to go back and watch the Virtual Nerd videos, to be able to identify the bases of our nets that we're going to be working with over the next several days. So since we have a prism, prism's bases are always going to be the wings that are sticking out on the side. So this triangle right here and this triangle right here are the bases. Also, you'll remember that prisms are named off of the shape of their base. So we know that the shape of the bases formed by the net are triangles. Then it says, as shown in the net, again, this figure right here is our net. The rectangles are the blank faces of the prism. They are the lateral faces of the prism. The word lateral means just the outside of the prism. Then on question 2, or part 2, is asking us to calculate the area of each shape. So going back to Unit 10, where we were finding area of composite figures, we're going to follow the same process to find the area of the different shapes. We're going to pull out the different shapes that we see. And shapes A, B, and C are all congruent rectangles. So shape A is right here. Okay, and then we have shape B, and then we have shape C. So it is asking us to calculate the area of each one of those shapes, A, B, and C. And they're all rectangles. And the formula to find the area of a rectangle is base times height. So on each one of those, we are going to do base times height. Okay, and we're going to get that information from right here. So this is the base, and the base is 5 feet, times the height is 2 feet. And 5 times 2 equals 10. Now, we don't need to repeat that process because, again, it says that they are congruent. Congruent means that they're the same shape, same size. So rectangle A, B, and C are all 5 times 2. Which means that each one of those rectangles has an area of 10 square feet. Okay, and again, the A, B, and C here, these are the lateral faces. So we're not talking about the bases here at all. We named the bases. We said the bases of this figure were triangles, those little wings. Okay, then it says, what is the lateral surface area of the figure? Well, to find the lateral surface area, we're going to use all of this right here. So we're going to add up 10 plus 10 plus 10, and that's going to give us 30 feet squared. And that's our lateral surface area. Our lateral surface area does not include the bases. So we did not even have to do anything with those triangles because it only asked us to find the lateral surface area. So again, lateral surface area does not include the bases of the net. Question number 3. The diagram below shows the net of a triangular pyramid. A pyramid only has one base, and the base of a pyramid is going to be in the center of the net. So on this pyramid, this piece that I'm highlighting right here is the base. Okay, so on a pyramid, the base is the very center. On this pyramid, the lateral faces, or the lateral sides, are these green pieces right here. Okay. Those are the green pieces, or the lateral faces. So on a net, you're going to have a base or bases, and you're going to have lateral faces. If you look at the figure in number 1, the very first one, we had a triangular prism. Prisms have 2 bases. Pyramids, like on number 3, only have 1 base. That's the difference between a prism and a pyramid. One of the differences. Okay, then it wants to know, explain the steps necessary to find the lateral surface area of the figure. So again, it's talking about lateral surface area, which is the green pieces right here. That does not include this orange. It is only these 3 green sides. So it's not wanting us to solve, it just wants us to explain how would we figure this out. And the way that we would figure this out is find the area of all 3 of those green triangles, and then we would add them together, just like we were doing with composite figures. So we can put, for steps, we would find the area. Find the area of each lateral face, and then add the areas together. Okay, so the lateral surface area is this green. So this shape right here, which is a triangle, plus the area of this triangle, plus the area of that third triangle. So here, here, and here. We did not include that center triangle. That center triangle is the base. And if we're finding the lateral surface area, we are not including the base, just like on the first figure shown above. Question number 4. The net of a square pyramid, that's telling us the shape of the base. Square is the shape of the base. So we know that this square, the only square there, is our base. That's our only square, so everything else has to be a lateral face. It wants to know 3 different things. What's the area of the base? And our base is a square. So we're going to find the area of the square. What is the area of one lateral face? All these other pieces are lateral pieces. And that one lateral piece is a triangle. Then it asks us to find what is the surface area of the pyramid. Surface area is different than lateral surface area. Lateral surface area does not include the base, but surface area is going to include all of these shapes. So we're going to have to find the area of all those different pieces, and then we're going to add them all together to find the total surface area. Surface area is like if you were going to wrap a present. You would wrap the entire box. Okay, you would wrap the bases, you would wrap the lateral faces. so that everything would be covered and you wouldn't know what was in your package. If you wrapped a package only using the lateral surface area, the two ends or one end would be popping out of the box and you would know what you were getting, and then it wouldn't be a surprise. Okay, so what is the area of the base? So we're going to look at the base only, and we just said that the base was a square, because it says right here it's a square pyramid, and that square is the base. So a square, find the area of that, we do base times height. So here's one side of the square, which is 3, and the other side of the square, because it's a square, also has to be 3. So we're going to multiply that together. So we know that that square is 9 square centimeters. Now we need to find the area of this triangle, okay? And the formula that we need to use is base times height divided by 2. When you have a triangle, don't forget to divide by 2, because a triangle is half of a square or half of a rectangle. So we're going to look at this triangle, and we know that this dotted line right here is the height, because you'll remember this from before spring break, where the base of any shape and the height of that same shape come together, it forms that right angle. Remember, it makes like a little H, okay, where the base and height come together. So I'm going to move my work just down here so we have more space. Our base is 3 centimeters, so here's our base, times the height, which is 2 centimeters, okay? 3 times 2 is 6, and then we have to divide that 6 by 2, and 6 divided by 2 equals 3. So this square, or triangle, excuse me, is 3 square centimeters, which would also make this triangle 3 square centimeters, and this triangle 3 square centimeters, and the fourth triangle will also be 3 square centimeters. Now, to find the surface area, that means the whole thing, all of it together, every single thing we just calculated, we're going to add them all together. So we're going to do 9, that's from the square, plus each one of those triangles, and there were 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Okay, that gives us 12 plus 9, going to be 21 centimeters square. That is our surface area. That's everything together. That's different from the lateral surface area. Lateral surface area does not include the bases. Okay, last one, number 5. Linda plans to cover each face of a rectangular prism. So we have our shape right here. It's a rectangular prism, which means the bases are rectangles. And it's a prism, so we have 2 bases. And prisms' bases are the little wings that are out here flying around. With decorative contact paper, so she's going to cover all of these shapes with some paper that's going to stick to them. How many square centimeters of contact paper does Linda need? So, since it's talking about square centimeters, square units, that tells you that you're finding the area. So basically all this is still finding the area of a composite figure like we did before spring break. So we need to look at the shapes that we have. It's asking us to find the area of each lateral face. The lateral faces are these pieces right here that are in orange. Okay, these are the lateral faces. Then it wants us to find the area of each base. Our bases are the wings. So the area of this wing right here, and the area of this wing right here. And then it's asking us to find the surface area of the prism. Surface area means we're going to add all of it together, the whole entire surface, so every single piece. Area of each lateral face. So our lateral faces are rectangles. Okay? And to find the area of a rectangle, we use our formula, base times height. And we're going to look at each one of these. The base of each one of these pieces is 12 centimeters. So our base is 12. And the height, oh, it doesn't have a number right there. I guess I'm going to go down here and use a clue. If this side is 5, if this side right here is 5 centimeters, guess what this side is? 5 centimeters. And 12 times 5 equals 60. So each one of those lateral faces, so here this one is 60 square centimeters, this one is 60 square centimeters, 60, 60. Those rectangles, there's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4 rectangles each have an area of 60 square centimeters. Now it wants us to calculate the area of each base. So we're going to be looking at this and this. So we're looking at this shape only. This shape right here, to me it kind of looks like a rectangle, but it has 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. So I'm going to infer that that is actually a square, but a square and a rectangle are basically the same thing, remember, from 5th grade. So we have a square, and the area of a square is, again, is base times height, so it's the same as a rectangle. So I'm going to do 5 times 5, which equals 25. So the area of this base is 25 square centimeters. The area of this base, because they're congruent to each other, is 25 square centimeters. So each base is 25, 25. So the total surface area of this prism, we want to add everything together. So we have 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60. Those are our lateral faces. If we were finding the lateral surface area, we would just add those together. But we're not. We're finding the surface area. Plus our 2 bases, 25 plus 25. So 25 and 25 gives us 50. This is 240 plus 50. So 290 centimeters squared. Okay, so a couple of things to remember before you just put this away to pull out of these notes is that when you are finding the lateral surface area, you are finding the area of everything except for the bases of the figure. And if you're finding the surface area, you're finding the area of all of the figures. That includes the bases. The second thing to remember is that the shape, triangular pyramid, means that this right here is the base. It's telling you what shape the base is. Square pyramid, that's the base. It's telling you the shape of the base. Rectangular prism, telling you that's your base. On this one right here on the top, it doesn't have a name of what we named it. These bases right here, so this is a triangular prism. Okay, prisms have 2 bases. Pyramids have only 1 base. Okay, this pyramid has 1 base. So this is a prism, and it has the 2 bases. And this is a prism, and it has those 2 bases. You will need to make sure you put these in your journals. You can label it area of nets. It's a unit 11. And you need to make sure that you're reviewing over your vocabulary. That's in Canvas. And you also can go back and watch the virtual nerd videos again. You can come back and watch this video again.